Appalachian State Mountaineers, their first-year head coach, Dowell Loggains. Coach, thanks a lot for being with us.
Appreciate you guys having us on.
Absolutely. Offensive lineman Jayden Ramsey and defensive end Shawn going to join Rocky Boyman here a little bit, so stick around for that. And again, if you want to listen to more of Coach Tim Beck and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers at the podium, we have a separate feed for that. Just log on to your Watch ESPN menu, and you can click on that, and we'll have that as well. And all that, of course, is on demand. You can watch it for up to a month on the Watch ESPN menu. So anyway, Coach, congratulations. First-year head coach after nearly 2 decades as an assistant in the NFL and in college. What's the first 8 months of your tenure here at App State been like as you become a first-time head coach?
It's been awesome. It's been awesome because the people in Boone and the players in our locker room. The best part of our program is our players, and just to get to coach those guys. And we got 2 great ones here with Jayden Ramsey and Shawn today with us and represent us, and they represent the best version of us.
You know, you spent 2 seasons as the OC at South Carolina, and then 2 seasons at your alma mater, Arkansas, before that. 16 years in the National Football League, 4 times you were an offensive coordinator, so you got a lot of experience on that resume. Kind of take us through, and I know you can't encompass it all and embrace it all, but you know how all those assignments prepared you for where you are now.
Yeah, you just take all those experiences and you get to be around a lot of great coaches, and you learn from great coaches, you learn from people and different situations that come up, and you know, it was so all that experience ties into you deal within the NFL into college football. Now the transition is you've got a cap, you've got contract negotiations, you've got a transfer portal, which is very similar to NFL free agency. So I think that's the NFL part of it that helps us. And then the recruiting part, we were able to recruit at a very high level at Arkansas and South Carolina, and knew what we wanted that model to look like as well.
So you take over an App State program that has been a powerhouse in this conference since it joined it in 2014. Coming off its first losing season ever in this conference. Not a terrible season, but a below 500 season. This team is picked to finish 3rd in the Sun Belt East. What are your expectations for year 1?
Yeah, well, the number one, like you talk about last year, and the season wasn't what we wanted it to be at App, and it way below the expectation level. But our kids grew from it, and there's a lot of resiliency. It wasn't just a losing season. There was a hurricane. There was a death on the team. There was a lot of things that went into that and developed character amongst our team. And your scars and your journey make you who you are. And it's going to prepare us to go on and have a better season this year and be better in life. So our expectation is that we played our ability, and that's determined inside our building, not outside the building. So we're not concerned with what people are ranking us right now. We're trying to get better every day. Yeah,
you make a great point. A lot of things happened around that Appalachian State football program, not just outside the football program, outside the campus, just in the community and the state at large, that were just huge events, national, world events, and really impacted the program. So it made things a little bit difficult. It made things not just a little bit, but very difficult. But enthusiasm remains high, and that's one of the great things about the Appalachian State job. And as you kind of already mentioned, you know, finding that out in Boone, sold out your season tickets for the 4th consecutive year, had a spring football game, I think, for the first time since 2014, had 15,000 plus there at the Rock. So you've stepped into a good situation where you got a lot of support from the fans.
You know, and that's why everyone asks you, hey, why did you choose App? I was at South Carolina's offensive coordinator, coaching the best player in college football, in my opinion, and maybe the front runner for the Heisman Trophy, Lenore Sellers. So it was going to take something really, really special for me to leave that opportunity. But it was when you start looking at what App is and the tradition and history it has, the fan support, the alignment from the top down, and the things that they went through last year. That most teams wouldn't have been able to win 5 games from, and that team, the community pulled together, and I know that football was a big part of that, and we are really excited about starting this season. We're about to start camp on the 29th. We got a lot of work ahead of us, but we have really, really good players, and we're excited to coach them.
Let's kind of go through a position preview here of your team, best that you can do. You got 50-plus new players on the roster. Of course, they're all totally new to you since you're first-year head coach, but only 1 returning starter on offense. Let's start with your quarterback position. You bring in A.J. Swan from LSU, who was at Vanderbilt before that. I'm very familiar with him. He played at Cherokee High School in the hometown where I live in Atlanta. Atlanta. I love this kid. I think he's a super quarterback. J.J. Cole comes in from Iowa State as well. Talk about your quarterback competition and when you decide that.
Yeah, we have both those guys, and plus we have a freshman we like, and then there were 2 kids that were before, Billy Wiles and Matt Wilson, that were on the roster. So we have 5 guys in the competition, which is very unique. Obviously, AJ and JJ are the headliners because they were the transfer kids. But what makes our competition unique is there are going to be 5 guys competing in it. There's not a timeline. Everyone always wants to know, like, hey, what's the quarterback timeline? And I tell these guys all the time, the challenging thing for as a coach is not picking the quarterback, is putting them in a situation where everyone has a chance to compete with equal reps. They'll determine who's the starter, and someone has to separate themselves from the pack. And same thing I would tell our players is most time the players know before the coaches anyway. Just that's the way the locker room goes. But I want to see, and I tell their guys, you guys will decide who's the starter, and someone has to separate themselves from the pack because they are talented. We have 5 guys that can play, and one of them has to win the job. And everyone will know when that happens. I don't know if that's 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, Friday night before or Thursday night before the first game in Bank of America Stadium.
Or it could be into the season. Whoever takes command of the position and starts winning. You look at the young man who is the Sun Belt preseason Offensive Player of the Year, Braylon Braxton, who's now at Southern Miss. He was not the starting quarterback for the conference champions when the season started, but he did start 8 games and they won all those games. So sometimes, because of the nature and schedule of college football with no exhibition games, sometimes you don't figure out who the starters are or the ones are until into the season.
Yeah, when I go back to, you talk about all the experiences earlier from the NFL, but I go back to my playing experience. When I was a quarterback at Arkansas, we had a kid named Matt Jones, Tavares Jackson, who alternated the first 3 or 4 games of the season until Matt really became the guy and took off. And Tavares ends up, and we lost him a couple years ago, great friend, great person, but ends up playing 14, 15 years in the National Football League. And so the most important thing is we have talent in the room, and we got good kids, and we have good players. So someone's going to separate and win the job at some point. I don't know when that is, but we are excited about the players we have.
Let's talk about your wide receivers. You got preseason All-Sun Belt second-teamer Dalton Stroman coming back, had 5 touchdown catches a year ago. Spectacular talent. That's good that you inherit him. And then you got some transfers coming in. A young man that I'm very familiar with, Jayden Barnes from Austin Peay, an Atlanta guy. Langston Hughes. He's a spectacular talent. I know you're happy to have him.
Yeah,
but you got more than that.
Yeah, we do, and feel good about the room. But obviously, it's good to have Stroh back. He's got length, contested catches, great body control, quiet kid. He's really a neat kid to be around because he doesn't talk a lot, but he does work the right way. And then Barnesy is a dynamic player.
He is.
And we're fortunate to have him play in the slot, got great speed. We're excited about the different ways we can use him. We call those guys jokers. They're good in every hand. He can do a lot other than just play receiver. So we're really excited about him and the other guys in the room as well, like you mentioned.
Running back room, Kanye Roberts comes back, was hurt last year, did have over 300 yards rushing, but beat up a little bit after a 700-plus rushing yard season in 2023. And you bring in, again, this sounds very familiar, another guy I'm very familiar with, Rashad Dubinion, who played at Cedar Grove in Atlanta and was at Arkansas, your alma mater, the last 3 seasons.
Yep. So I was in the process of recruiting Dub to Arkansas. So great contact balance, good player. Was with him for 2 years at Arkansas. Excited about him. Kanye, great contact balance, slasher. Excited. What we do know is same way we've got a talented running back room, and there's more guys than just him. I feel that's one of our strengths on our team is our running back room, and we know great teams run the football well, and you got to be able to control the line of scrimmage, and that's why we brought the 2 guys with us today is because we want to be a trench team. We want to be good on the offensive defensive line because that makes everyone else better. You talk about how do you get great quarterback play? Well, you got offensive line protect for him, or how do you play great defense? The D-line affects the quarterback, so being able to have those running backs obviously is going to help this quarterback competition as well and be able to control line of scrimmage.
Well, we can throw Jayden Ramsey a little love specifically since he's sitting over there with Rocky. Going to talk to him in just a few moments. He's one of your returning starters coming back along with Griffin Scroggs.
Yeah. And you talk about returning starters. We don't really consider ourselves having because we're a new coaching staff, so it's not really returning starters. But Ram is one of the returning starters. He is one of the guys I would say, hey, he is a guy. And so impressive. Started 7 games at right guard last year for us. Is going to bump out to left tackle. Tremendous speed.
The money position.
The money position. And pro day run sub 5.0, ran a 4.940, which is coming from the NFL, is really special. And NFL scouts have already started snooping around, like, hey, is this true? Did he run this? So we're excited about him. He's got great length, great intelligence. Things happen fast inside. So when you have a guy that's got the football IQ that you need to be able to bump out and play tackle, and we're excited about him because when you can sit there and have a really good left tackle, and you don't have to chip for that guy, and he can control the best pass rusher in the conference and do those things, it makes your life easier as an offensive coach.
Quarterback's best friend, the blind side, left tackle there to protect his and what he cannot see. Okay, defensive side of the ball. DJ Smith comes in as your defensive coordinator, one of the great all-time linebackers in Appalachian State history. He was a freshman on the 2007 national championship team, and he's been a guy that was there before, and now he comes back to join you.
Yep. It was important when you're looking for, as the head coach, but also the play caller, you want someone that's going to run the defense. And it's not just about schemes. It's not about X and O. It's about the mentality they bring with them. And to be able to bring back a former player that is recruited in the SEC that I had to compete against Missouri, even though we did beat them this year around South Carolina. I do remind him of that every once in a while. But,
absolutely.
I wanted someone that also why is it important to have a former player on your staff? Because it means just a little bit more to them. They're invested. And I did this on purpose. When you walk out, and DJ was an All-American, he walks out of his office every day, and there's a picture of him on our All-American wall every day. So it's a great representation for our players of, number one, App State takes care of its own. And you got a chance. And I wanted someone that wanted to be there. And DJ obviously took a pay cut to be there because he's a co-defense coordinator in the SEC and probably doesn't leave anywhere outside Missouri other than to come home. So that was a big deal for us because we wanted someone that loved the brand, that was going to teach our players not how to be good football players and bring a great scheme, but also that was really, really passionate about our place.
Let's start in the secondary. DJ Burks is back. Cornerback Ethan Johnson's got a lot of starts. He's back. Jordan Favors, guy from Griffin, Georgia, is back as well. He's got a lot of starts.
Yeah, you like the Georgia guys, huh?
Well, I mean, I know those guys.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
I know those guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, and that's why App State is so fun for me because you guys recruit Atlanta like heck.
Let's go. We got to keep that going.
Y'all are all over Atlanta.
Yeah, there's great football in the state of Georgia and Atlanta, so we're going to continue to recruit that. But what we think one of our other strengths on our team is our secondary. And the guys you mentioned, great players. And we brought in some transfer portal guys, and that Emory Floyd from the University of South Carolina, Jayden McBurrows, Eli McCantos is a guy that's done a great job. You get nervous when you start naming people because you don't want to leave someone off, and we got great players. Miles Farmer, when he's healthy, is another Georgia kid that's a really good player for us. Ethan, what's cool about Ethan, he's played 1,000 snaps, and he is consistent. Every day when he walks in, he doesn't talk a lot, but he does his job every day. And so we are excited. We feel like the DB room is a strength that we have. Juan Burchell's a freshman from Seminole High School in Florida who's going to be a really good player for us as well. So Christian Conyer came from Coastal, transfer guy. And so we're really, really excited. Our DB coach, Curtis Fuller, he's our co-defensive coordinator, pass game coordinator on defense, ton of NFL experience, played in the NFL for a long time as well. So we feel we're well represented with talent and scheme there.
That says a lot when you've got a corner that's played 1,000 snaps, number one, that they've survived long enough to play 1,000 snaps.
Yeah.
Because, look, I mean, if you're not doing your job out there, you're not going to be around for 1,000 snaps.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. And he's one of the few guys, when you start looking at how you go through spring ball, you want your 1,000 rep guys, and you want to make sure that you don't work them too much because they've got experience. They've played. And there's a volume of tape so you can evaluate him already. So we didn't need to see a ton from Ethan. But we're glad we have him. He does things the right way. He's a pro.
Linebacker Thomas Davis is the South Georgia kid from Lowndes High School down there around Valdosta. Kyle Arnholt comes back as for you as well in that position group.
Yeah, so two guys that played a lot as well that are going to help us. And same thing is like we got 54 new players on our rosters, and you got 36 from the transfer portal, 18 high school kids. So those two guys are really good players. We've got depth behind those guys. We have great competition in that room. So it's going to be a great competition led by Coach DJ Smith, coach of linebackers.
And that defensive line, Shawn Collins, he's sitting over there with Rocky. Going to hear from him in just a few moments. Kevin Abrams-Verwain, who was a team captain last year, got hurt. He's coming back for his 7th year.
Yep, same thing. His nickname's Bass. So, but Kev does a great job for us. He is a leader. You talk about Shawn Collins, a guy that is growing up right before our eyes, a talented guy, and made a ton of plays for us last year. But also has really become the vocal leader of the team. And I think maybe the jersey, Montclair, New Jersey, but that holding people accountable, speaking up, making sure that we're touching every line, we're doing things the right way. Fortunate to have him. Had opportunities the same way that Jayden Ramsey did, of people calling him, trying to get him in the transfer portal, those things. But he wanted to be part of something special. We felt like a chip on our shoulder about how last year went, and excited to prove that that wasn't a representation of us.
Everybody knows Boone is special. You ever been there for a Saturday, especially when the leaves start changing, it gets a little chilly, maybe some snow on the ground. Boone is a great place. The Rock is a great place to watch a football game, and App State, as you can tell, is in great hands. Rocky.
And Matt, thank you very much. I'm sitting here with Jayden Ramsey, offensive lineman, 8 career starts, and then Shawn Collins, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss last year. And Jayden, I want to start with you. You're a holdover from last year, but a lot of new players and an entirely new coaching staff. Just tell us first, what have you liked about the staff and the leadership and the culture that Dowell Loggains has brought so far?
I like the fact that all these guys he brought in have a ton of experience. They've all coached, played at the highest level. Like you said, Coach DJ Smith, All-American player, great coach. Coach Clyde, coached a bunch of, Hall of Famers in the league. I'd say just the experience and the camaraderie that comes with it. They like for us to be a team, a collective unit, and that's how it's been.
With your offensive unit being just still kind of new, getting guys in, what do you think the strength of this offense can be?
I think, like you said, we got 3-4 backs that can run the ball, so I'm excited. I think we're going to run the heck out of the ball this year.
We're talking about the quarterback battle and a lot of names involved, A.J. Swan, J.J. Cole, some others. From an offensive line, I always like to hear from the players how they feel that battle is going. Tell us about it.
I think it's great, man. They're all competing. They come in every day working. Like Coach D'Lo said, it's not so they're not defined yet, but, as fall camp goes through, as we keep working, we're going to figure some stuff out.
And Shawn, we'll transition to you. Last year, the defense struggled a little bit. What are some things that you've recognized from last year that you think as a unit you guys got to get better at?
Day after day, we always harp on being smart, competitive, and tough. We always work on swarming to the ball, finishing, getting retracing from the quarterback, always getting back to the quarterback, at my spot. So definitely as a defense, we coming this year, and we've been growing day after day, and we know like last season was unacceptable, so we coming back with a chip on our shoulder, like always, nothing new, and so just working every day on being competitive and tough.
Coach talked about DJ Smith coming here as the defensive coordinator. What have you liked so far about his scheme?
Coach DJ Smith, great dude, great coach, man. He drives us every day, sets the standard so high that there's nowhere to hide. We run if we don't get enough turnovers every day. We getting after it all the time, but Coach DJ definitely carries the standard of having a winning tradition at App State. And like Coach just talked about, he's been the truth at App State. He knows all about it, being a college student there. So it's just easy to relate to him and listen to his words, and we respect him so much.
And Jayden, I'll come back to you. With a lot of newness again this year, new staff, new players, but I sense that this App State team can do a lot this year. Tell the fans right now why you believe in that.
I believe in that. I'll just say look at their resumes. It speaks for themselves. All the coaches, they're all highly sought after. They all have great resumes. Brought in great coaches, great players. I just say they know what they're doing. So, App fans, let's roll.
Guys, appreciate it. Best of luck this year. Matt, Coach talked about being a trench team. 2 of the best guys in the trenches in the Sun Belt Conference. Looking forward to a great year.
Yeah, looking at Jayden and Shawn right there, it looks like a couple of power forwards. Dustin Kearns will get his mitts on him after football season's over. Put him out there on the hard court. Let's take a look at the schedule. Open the season versus Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. Well, that's a Friday night game, the Duke Mayo Classic. Coach, you going to take a mayo bath after you win that game?
I hate mayonnaise.
And I do too. But if you win, you got to take that bath, man. That's part of the process.
I think Shawn and Jayden would be more than happy to do that for me.
There you go. Conference opener at Southern Miss. And then you're on the road at Boise State, a college football playoff team last year. Oregon State coming to the Rock. That's big. Then you got all 6 division games in a row in the East with the big rivalry game against Georgia Southern on Thursday night, ESPN.
Yeah, everyone keeps asking me, hey, I bet you're glad to be out after 4 years in the SEC. I bet you're glad to be out of that conference. I'm like, have you seen our schedule now from the top to the bottom?
Yeah, it's the same
Sun
thing.
Belt's a highly competitive conference, but you look forward to these opportunities. It's why you come to a place like that is to play these games. But the only one that really matters right now is getting ready for Bank of America Stadium and Charlotte in the opener and having a really good training camp. But we are excited about it. We're excited to be in front of these fans for the first time. You talk about, like, what do you really get fired up about? It's like that first home game. And we consider the Charlotte game a home game. It's in our home state.
That is a home game.
It is a home game. And I know that we're going to be well represented. Our fans are going to show up for that one. It's going to be deep in black and gold, and we're fired up about it.